Oh my goodness. Okay, we are finally doing a handbag collection video. I know a lot of you guys have asked for this, so let's get into it. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. So I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to push this off for as long as possible because I know how many bags I have, and I just knew that it was gonna be a long process. So grab a drink, grab your snack. We're gonna be doing two parts. I'm doing this from the earliest, the first handbag that I've gotten all the way to the most recent. It will be two parts, and so the next part will be posted the following week after this one. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so this is my very first designer handbag. Kate Spade is still designer. I know it's not luxury designer, but she's still designer. And I got this probably back in 2013. Still this pink shade. We still love her almost 10 years later. This bag has been through the ringer. There is some color transfer on the back. And I remember when I first got this in high school, I thought I was hot shit. I was I bought this myself, and it really, I didn't feel like I had an itch to buy handbags for a really long time. I wasn't looking to buy the next expensive thing, the next thing. I just wanted one bag that I thought was going to be a good brand. And honestly, for 10 years, granted I haven't used her in the last 5 years, but she has held up really well. And I don't think I can get rid of her, even though I know she doesn't get used at all, because this was really the bag that started it all. So, yeah. So in between the Kate Spade and this bag, I actually had a few other bags that I ended up selling. And so I will be making a bags that I sold and why kind of video, but keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, the next bag that I have that's still in my collection is this Michael Kors. I think it's the Selma. I think it's the mini Selma. Don't quote me on that. I'll put the correct name here. It's for sure discontinued now, and it's for sure was seen at the outlet and then is not even sold at the outlet anymore. But this is the perfect bag to take for if you're going to a bar or a club, and it's small enough, but it fits the essentials, has an adjustable and removable crossbody strap. I mean, you can't ask for much. And the bag is just so indestructible. I have tried to, I don't use this that often, but I've tried to ruin it, and she's still in pristine condition. I purchased this, I think, back in 2016, I want to say. And I kind of hate myself because I remember looking back and I paid full price for this bag, and I shouldn't have. And I know that now. You should never pay full price for Michael Kors. But yeah, she's still trucking along. Yeah, we love it. So between the Michael Kors and the Neverfull, which I ended up buying the summer of 2018 in Europe, I really didn't buy anything else. I was in university, and I think being in high school, I was always working a part-time job, and then going to university, not really doing that. I didn't have too much money to just shop and buy stuff, and I was more cautious of what I was buying. So then it wasn't until I signed a full-time offer from my internship that I ended up getting this bag. This is the first big girl purchase. This is the iconic big girl purchase that everyone has. And I'm so glad that I got it when I did, because I for sure would not be paying the price it is now. I think I got it for €9.90. You get the tax refund, and then on top of that, I sold the pouch that came with it for maybe $250. Definitely undersold, but I think that I would not pay $2,000 for this bag for sure. This has gotten a lot of use back in the day when we were going back to the office. She has not really seen the light of day since, because I use this bag for work, and I'm not going to work. So I do really like this, and I don't think I would sell it, but she doesn't get a lot of use. I think it's a classic. I know there's a lot of Neverfull hate around, but she gets the job done, and yeah. So on the same trip, literally the same day, we went to Louis Vuitton in Amsterdam, and then we walked like 2 blocks over where the Longchamp was, and then we picked up this Longchamp Le Pliage. This was my first Longchamp. I had a friend in college who raved about Longchamp, and then at the time I felt like $150 to spend on a bag was kind of expensive, and I knew that I was going to Europe, so then I figured I would buy it in Europe. I think it was like 70 or 80 euros, which is way cheaper than it is here, and this was my first Longchamp, started it all. I really don't use the small size that often. I think the small size is perfect if you are going for like a day trip, or like I use this a lot when I was traveling. If it's water bottles, if it's your camera, your tripod, you know, like all of these things that you're gonna carry. And it's very secure because it has a zipper. But if I'm like going to work or like I need something bigger, I honestly prefer the large size. And I think partially it's because of the gray color. It's just I like gray more, but it's also that I kind of like the saggier look. So this bag really doesn't get too much use. I might sell her. If I am selling anything, I'll leave it on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, here's a subtle plug. The next bag we have is the Fjällräven Konken Mini. This was like the hottest bag back in probably like 2018. I remember I got this over the winter and I paid full price for it, which I can't be too mad about because I feel like these bags even now don't really go on sale. But this was a really good travel bag. I remember like I traveled quite a bit in 2019, and so I used this a lot. I used it in San Diego, I used it in Philly, I used it in New York, I took it to Europe with me. So this bag like really fits a good amount. Fits a full-size water bottle, fits a full-size hydro flask, and just like really like it's comfortable to wear. It's a gender neutral color, so my boyfriend's able to carry it, I'm carrying it, it matches everything, and that's kind of why I haven't gotten rid of it, because I am hopeful that when we start like internationally traveling again, that I will start to use this, because sometimes like the Palm Springs Mini just isn't as practical as like a backpack, you know. So I'll probably still be using this even though it's not like cool anymore. It's a very comfortable backpack, and it definitely fits everything that you need for like a day-to-day like trip. So next is a Longchamp duffel. This is in the large size. I don't want to open it up, so I'll show you guys like the full size here. But basically my dad ended up picking up this in Europe because I knew that I wanted the duffel. I got a taste of the small Longchamp and I said, yes, I need the duffel. Where else can you find a duffel that folds up this tiny? I will always pack this with me on vacation. I'll put this in my luggage. When I go there, I'm not usually like using this. And then when I leave, of course, you're doing shopping, you're buying this, you're buying that. Sometimes you just can't pack the clothes as well as you did when you left. And so this comes in handy because this is the overflow, and I use this on every single vacation. This has definitely been well worth my money. I told my best friend to get one. I got one. I got 2 actually, and I love this so much. I honestly like don't see a need to get a keep all, and if you follow me on TikTok, you know I've said this hundreds of times. Because I have this, a keep all doesn't fold up. A keep all isn't as lightweight as this. I mean, what else can you ask for? The next bag is like not really a like bag, but because my best friend gave this to me, and because Ale and her family has honestly been one of my biggest supporters even before I started on social media, so we're gonna include this. I don't know exactly what this bag is called, but it's kind of this like plastic woven bag. I know she got it in Mexico, and I keep this in my car all the time. It's perfect for like groceries and stuff. It's lightweight. Overall, like I love this, and we have to include it because Ale, I know you're watching. I know you're watching with your mom. I appreciate you. I love this bag so much. So of course I have to include this in the bag collection, even though she really sits in the car and gets used for groceries, but it just reminds me of you. So yeah. The next bag, again, we were in 2019, we were really like in this Longchamp phase, and I'm not mad about it. In 2019 in Europe, we were in Italy. I want to say Florence. I want to say that I got this either in Florence or Venice, and I saw a girl with the large Longchamp. I love the sagginess of it. She had it in gray. She had it in this exact combo, and I was like, oh, that's cute. And it ended up, like, obviously in Europe it's cheaper, so I picked this up. It was a little bit of an impulse purchase, and usually with impulse purchases I usually end up regretting them, but this I have absolutely no regrets. I use this for work. If it's a 13-inch laptop, if it's your water, your lunch, your sweater, literally everything. And honestly, ever since I got this, I use this way more than the small size. Also in Italy, we picked up the Speedy B25 in empreinte leather. This is now discontinued. They redesigned it where instead of the regular monogram empreinte, it's the it's the giant monogram empreinte leather. And you guys know how I feel about giant monogram. I don't love it, and I feel like because empreinte is already so subtle that if you put like bigger monogram on it, it kind of just like defeats the purpose of that. So I really loved this bag. When I saw this, I was like, yes, it has to be mine. I did so much research on it, and this was like the only one left in Italy. I think that I didn't know at the time that they were going to discontinue this and redesign it, which is why it was so hard to find. But we finally got this in Milan. Obviously, shopping in Milan, the experience, you know? I haven't used this bag in probably over 2 years at this point. Since COVID, I used this a little bit for work, but it really wasn't the most practical bag because it was kind of big, but not big enough. And so it was just, I didn't use this bag all that much, but I am having a hard time letting her go because there's so many positive memories attached to that trip. Shopping in Milan, just Italy in general, and then also the fact that they don't make this bag anymore. So hypothetically, if I were to change my mind and want to buy this again, I wouldn't be able to. So this is going to be one of those bags that I think are just going to sit in my closet for the rest of time. I really, really love this bag, and every so often, maybe like every few months, I'll think about like, oh, should I sell it? Should I not sell it? I don't know, but I usually end up keeping it, and who knows, maybe the Speedies will come back in style, and if I do sell it, I'll be able to get way more than I paid for it. The next bag we have, I purchased this in the beginning of 2020, so like right before COVID, because you always have to start the new year with a new bag, and I had my eye on this one. At the time, the Vavin was not a very popular style, which it's still not really a popular style now. I love the empreinte. I had a taste of empreinte on the Speedy, and I was like, yes,
I love it. I want more.
So then I got this. At the time, I want to say it was maybe like $16.90, $17.50. It was like under $2,000 for sure, and I didn't have a bag like this. Technically, I had the Michael Kors bag, but I really wasn't reaching for this bag that much at the time anymore. It was like 2020 already. So I was looking for something like this, a luxury designer wallet on chain. She fits a lot actually, and for over 2 years of wear, and I use this bag a lot, she has done pretty well. Considering for pretty much most of 2020 and early 2021, this was one of my most used bags. My friend spilled a drink on it. She was fine. The embossing is still very deep and very clear. Overall, like a really good purchase, I think. And even though I have the Chanel Mini now, I can't bring myself to get rid of it. And I'll say this about more and more bags. I think that this has just so many memories attached to it. And just a reminder of like right before COVID, this was what I got. And so, yeah, the Vavin wallet on chain, definitely recommend. So the next bag we have is the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs Mini. So assuming you're not new here, you know that this is one of my most loved, most used bags. I'm honestly surprised at how long this bag kind of stuck around, because even now, this bag is pretty hard to find. Like, you can't just walk into a store. Very rarely you'll be able to find a Palm Springs Mini, I think. So you do have to kind of wait a little bit. I think I waited about like 3 weeks. I told my sales associate I wanted one, waited about 3 weeks. She said, hey, it's here. Do you want it? I know that this bag also had a lot of quality issues. They changed the zipper. It used to be like this hidden zipper and then there was like a lot of cracking. So they ended up changing to this exposed zipper, which I actually really like more. The zipper is really smooth. I heard some people had quality issues with this pocket not being aligned, glazing issues, you know, the whole 9 yards. This bag has been through it. Considering how much I've used this bag, There's a little bit of wear and tear on the corners. You can see that the glazing has rubbed off. Honestly, not the end of the world because I've used this bag probably more than this, and my Vabin are probably my most used bags out of my entire collection. So I'm really not mad that the corners have a little bit of wear. A fun fact for you guys, this bag actually fits a full-size water bottle. And overall, I still love it. I know that there's some people who really don't like this bag or think like, oh, that's so 2016. I don't give I love this bag so much. I don't know that this is gonna stay in my collection forever because forever is a long time, but I could definitely see myself still using it for the next 2 years. And if I don't, I can always sell it as well. This bag also means a lot because I remember when I got this June of 2020, this was probably one of the first unboxings that I posted on TikTok, and just looking at it like now, when I first posted that, I had no idea that TikTok would turn into what it is now, and I'm so grateful for that. So this has a lot of memories attached to it, even just like being a COVID bag. This is what started TikTok, so we're here for it. So the next bag we have is the Louis Vuitton Neo Noe in monogram canvas with the black noir interior. I actually got this as a gift. This is one of the very few bags I was given as a gift, but I really wanted this bag when I first saw it. So I got this in October of 2020, and at the time, I thought that COVID would be done around December. I thought we would go back into the office, and my idea was that I would get this bag that would quench my monogram canvas thirst, and then I would sell my Neverfull and get the YSL tote. We didn't go into the office, and then once I saw this and then I saw the price increases with the Neverfull, I decided to keep it all. Toxic energy here, we don't love that. But I really like this bag. It's a very comfortable bag to wear, and it was actually designed to carry champagne, so if you're carrying a water bottle, it stands up perfectly. Unfortunately, I've said this before, I don't use this bag quite as often as I thought I would, but I do think that this makes for a really good picnic bag, or just if you're a mom and you carry more than I do, because I carry the same 3 things. I carry sunglasses, card holder, and my keys. If you carry more than I do, I think this makes for a really good everyday bag. I'm on the fence about selling this because as much as I don't use this bag, I'm hoping that I will use this more than the Neverfull. And I don't want to get rid of things until I know once we like resume normal life, unless this is normal life. I don't want to sell anything until I like know that I'm not going to use it. Okay, so it is now December 2020. It has been almost 1 year of COVID, about 4 or 5 months posting consistently on TikTok. I got this bag. This is the JWK Gabby bag. I get so many questions about this, where to get it, what is the quality, what are my thoughts of all of this. If I'm being honest with myself and honest with you guys, I bought this bag because I wanted an unboxing. This was a very trendy bag at the time. It was going to continue to be a trendy bag, and it would have made for a good unboxing. So this is what I got. I actually got this on Amazon for JWK because if you go on JWK's website, you have to pay, I think it's like $10 or $20 for shipping. And I was not about paying for shipping. And so it ended up actually being cheaper to buy on Amazon. I've used this bag a few times. It's really one of those bags that kind of just sit on the shelf and look pretty. But for $50, I'm really not too mad about it. She did actually come with a box and dust bag, which is surprising because usually for these like lower end bags, I think she was about $50. I was surprised that it came with both. Overall, not my favorite bag, not my most used bag, but something that I got for TikTok, and you'll start to notice as especially with the coming year, I buy way more bags to post on TikTok, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but you'll definitely start to notice that very soon. The first of many Helene bags. This was a Christmas gift. December of 2020, again, just starting with TikTok. It made for a good unboxing. A lot of people were talking about Helene on YouTube, but I wanted to try the bag. I just, number one, didn't want to pay for shipping because, again, Helene shipping is, I think, $20 or $25. And it was one of those bags that I knew that I liked, but wasn't sure I liked enough to pull the trigger. So I'm so, so grateful that my boyfriend actually bought this for me as a gift, because I would not have found my love for Helene and also had all of these Helene bags without the one that started it all. I love this. I thought this would make for a perfect work bag. I was like, yes, like this as a top handle or even as a shoulder bag. I would wear this all the time. I also thought we would go back to the office in January of 2021. it is now 2022, have yet to step foot in office. So, haven't really used this bag too much compared to other Pollen bags, but I love this. I think that this was really the bag that started it all with Pollen, and so I'm so grateful to have this. And she's just stunning. We love it. So when I say the bag that started it all was the Pollen numero sets, is because one of my videos, I think it was like what fits in the bag kind of video, blew up on TikTok. Pollen reached out to me, and mind you, I think I had maybe like 20,000, 30,000 followers at the time, so not too many. And I was starstruck. I was like, oh my gosh, you saw my video, you know who I am. And so they were like, hey, we would love to send you a bag, a different bag for you to try and review. And the bag that I picked was this one. It's the Pollen Numero Wheat Mini, the number 8. It's this like bucket bag. Honestly, she's not very practical. She doesn't really close all the way. If pickpocketers wanted to, they could easily reach into your bag. But this was my first gifted bag from Pollen. If you're looking for a full Pollen video, I'll leave it here for you guys. I have a whole playlist of all of the Pollen bags that I have. But this was really the first bag, and just starting to build that relationship with the brand, and a brand that I truly, truly love. They have never paid me. It's a good and bad thing because my opinions get to be my own. But at the same time, I would love to be paid a little bit. But overall, I do really, really like this bag, and this is a perfect summer bag. It's a perfect spring bag, so I definitely expect to use this more often. And yeah, I really like this one. The next bag we got is the Celine belt bag in the nano size in the color light taupe. This was the first bag that I bought in 2021. We always know we start the new year with a new bag, and I thought this was the most practical bag, the most practical size. She's not practical in terms of getting in and out of, which I've been very transparent about. And honestly, at the time, I needed a neutral color bag. I didn't really have anything of this color or any kind of lighter, neutral, luxury designer branded bag. A lot of the stuff that I had was like monogram canvas or like monogram empreinte. So I really didn't have anything from Celine. I didn't have anything that was this neutral. And I really like this. I haven't had issues with it. I haven't had quality issues with it, mainly because I haven't used it very much. But I actually know that after 1 year of owning this, you can actually send your bag into Celine's bag spa, and they will do cleaning and just like revamp the bag a little bit. I haven't sent it in yet, even though it has been a year, just because I really haven't used this bag yet. So I want to wait until there's a little bit more wear and tear on it before I send it in. But I've been very transparent about how difficult it is to close the bag, or honestly open it too. There's a zipper here if you want to zip it. I usually don't zip it. I leave it open like this. I flap this. You have to keep it under the strap here, and then it kind of takes a while to snap in. So even now it's not snapped in. So it's a little bit frustrating, especially if you're kind of on the go. But overall, I think that this is a really cute size, a cute style. You don't see that this is too common of a style. Not everybody has it. And this was really something that I was missing in my collection at the time. I didn't have a neutral color bag that was kind of simple, and but if you knew, you knew. The last bag, we are just around the halfway point. The last bag is the Pollen Numero Un. I think they saw the Pollen Numero Wheat Mini and the videos from that video. It blew up again. So they reached out and said, hey, we would love to send you another bag. I think this is around March of 2021. And this, as TikTok was growing, I was starting to get more like gifted bags, which you're going to definitely see in the next part of the video, which I never thought would happen, honestly. And I picked this. This is the classic Un size. This is the mini size, or the nano size, I think, one of those. And it has the adjustable strap. Very similar look to the Celine belt bag, honestly, but I didn't really know at the time or put two and two together. And I didn't have a light pink bag besides the Kate Spade one. And honestly, this bag has gotten quite a bit of use. I use this a lot for spring and summer, and when I got this at the time, it was around spring and summer. So I really like this. It fits a lot. You can open this up here, and you can open these closures up. So this is how much she fits. You can really like reach your hand in there, find whatever you're looking for. This was a really, really nice bag to get and use as an everyday bag. Okay, so that sums it up for part 1 of handbag collection video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll try to find everything linked in the description box below. If it's not available anymore, I'll try to find something very similar. Make sure you subscribe because we are doing part 2 next week. So come back next week, grab a snack. We're getting comfortable. We are doing part 2 of this video and it's just getting good.